Hi everyone, welcome back to Be Rich. It's me, Vinod. I hope you had a wonderful weekend and you saw the budget and you saw how spectacular the budget was. Some of you I did ask and had conversations with. I did put a poll up on my Instagram asking you, what did you think of the budget? It was surprising that most of you replied back saying yes, most of you replied back saying no. We were at 50-50 at percentage at one point. And a lot of you surprisingly saying, what is this budget? So I'm surprised a lot of you, maybe said it jokingly, maybe sarcastically, maybe, I don't know. But the budget did happen. Nothing came out of it in terms for us as investors, long-term investors. Like I keep telling you, I put it in the noise compartment because as of now, finance minister can do very little for us because most of the problem which India is facing lies outside India and out of the reach of our government. Because you saw what happened with Trump over the weekend. He unleashed his tariff and that's going to be rolling out from Tuesday, he has said, and the retaliatory tariffs from Canada has come. Mexico is also drumming up its tariffs, and China has also said they're going to do their bit. This has sent the dollar to new heights, sending the rupees to new lows. I think it's even broke 87 in the morning. That was the headlines that I was reading in one of my feeds. And this puts more pressure on our government and on our RBI. There is a lot of speculation that since the change of guard that happened in the RBI new governor is going to relent to pressure and cut some interest rate. I don't think that's advisable. Anand has explained to you many times why he will not probably want to do that. But then again, stranger things have happened. Looking at what is happening in the US, I cannot say we are all sanguine right now. There's a lot of mud in the water and it's very hard to see where things are going. So at these moments, all you can do is hunker down, look at our basics, keep our companies in our hand, and when you see opportunities like we saw today when the markets open, when I was talking on Instagram to you guys, when you see those opportunities, step in and stay within budget. It is very easy to get carried away when you see banks like Karnataka Bank coming to eye-watering levels, especially if you've been tracking it for over a 6-month, 1-year period, and you've been waiting for opportunities. Suddenly you feel like, oh my God, I'm going to swoop it down. There's lots of blood on the street. We are nowhere near bleeding. The initial cuts have been made on the prime rib, and the bloodletting will start. How fast this will happen, will it gush or will it be dripping, we cannot say. But this year is going to be a very interesting year to start with. January is done and dusted. We have just started in the Feb. And hopefully before Valentine's Day, we will not have a massacre. The famous Valentine's Day massacre, those who do not know about it, do go read about it. Talking about Karnataka Bank, I wanted to talk about its results because a lot of you have been asking me. This kind of deep diving in Karnataka Bank's results is not something I like doing because this is more like a trading call and trading analysis than a value investor. If you're talking about value investing, there's nothing fundamentally wrong with the bank. The management is sound. There's nothing that has changed there, which is what we first have to look. The guys running the banks are the same. They're still fantastic guys running the bank. What is happening in the bank and in the market for the bank is very temporal. How long will this turbulence last? I cannot predict. I cannot say as a value investor. Is it a valuable bank? Yes. Is this kind of turbulence good for us? Yes. Because if the market suddenly starts pushing down these kind of banks in terms of share price, then it's a great opportunity to look into these banks as a value investor and step in. There's significantly nothing that's happened. Yes, the bank has shown maintained profits, but it's not showing significant growth is one thing which these guys are lamenting about. The stagnant net profit can lead to weaker long-term stock performance. That is a very vague thing to say as an analyst, but they seem to be saying this because this gets into the territory of astrology, because this is what the bank has done in the past and they're reporting it. What the bank will be able to do in the future, even God doesn't know this, because there's no way to see what is going to be happening in the near future coming out, even the next quarter. But I do believe the bank will do well. If not, they'll continue doing what they're doing. So this, because of this profitability is stagnant, they're saying there's going to be lagging behind other assets because those profitabilities are also going to go down. What are the other assets? Basically, bank only has two things. It takes deposits and it lends out money. So this equation is very simple to see, because only thing you have to be worried about as an investor is the NPA. The gross NPA and the net NPA have come down. In a bank like this, the size of a bank like this, these are good numbers and there's nothing to worry about. And you cannot compare it to big giant banks like HDFC and ICICI or even Kotak. These numbers are great for a bank of Karnataka's size. So keep that in mind. Where is the value? Well, the value is market is suddenly discounting this bank because they feel in the future this bank is going to have very low growth. I don't think so. I think the bank would be doing very well in the future. Future is a time frame I'm talking about 5 years from now, 10 years from now. This will be a great bank. As long as the management of the bank is sound and they keep chugging along and they keep up with what's happening in the market, they should be fine. And if you compare the price to book ratio with other banks, this is at a very nice level to be at. So the bank is down, and it's something which I should strongly recommend that you keep an eye on. Every moment you see opportunities like this, you should be rubbing your hands like this and saying, I should be looking at this. Fortunately for you as value investors, there are many opportunities in the market. Karnataka Bank is one of them. There are others if you're looking at for consideration. I myself are personally considering things like Karnataka Bank first. Today I did that. Then there is, of course, Tata Motors. Then in banking, if you still want to stay in banking, you have IDFC, you have South Indian Bank, right? There are IndusInd Bank too. IndusInd Bank today has, I think, gone past the barrier which it broke a few months back. It's crossed that marker and gone back to that side, but it's still of value. If you look at it where its book value is and where it is, I'd say it's still fabulous considering the size of the bank. Compared to other banks, IndusInd Bank is something there on my list. Other than that, what else is there on my list? I would say ITC is there on my list. I would say NATCO is there on my list. Dr. Reddy is there on my list. Hero MotoCorp is there on my list. But Hero MotoCorp, the only issue is the price of the stock is not in Tiffin Coffee range. So if you decide to do one Hero MotoCorp, my budget is 2,000. I know for a lot of you, 2,000 rupees is a lot of money. For some of you, it is not. But 2,000 rupees is my budget. So all of you always ask me, what is this Tiffin Coffee range? What is this Tiffin Coffee range? Tiffin Coffee range is the kind of money you don't mind if it goes to zero. Meaning if I spent, let's say, 2,000 rupees today going and having a meal, and I don't feel bad about it because I spent 2,000 rupees having a meal. So that is where I'm at. That is me. That's my personal number. For some of you, that number might be 500 rupees. For someone like Rupesh who's behind the camera, that's like 200 rupees, 100 rupees is his budget on a daily basis to have a tiffin or a coffee. So each of us have a budget. So I don't want to put a number, peg a number. See, that's why when I said 2,000, a lot of you were like, oh, that's a lot. Some of you said, oh, that's not much. So Hero MotoCorp falls into that bracket where it can be a little bit out of your budget. That's why I don't want to go tom-tom about that stock, because I don't want people who are below in the budget of 4,000 to think they should stretch and buy Hero MotoCorp. Please don't. If you are interested in being in auto sector, Tata Motors is definitely within reach. And you can look at Tata Motors if your budget is very limited. Keep this in mind. So my budget is this. Whatever your budget is, please stay within that budget and invest wisely and stay in Tiffin Coffee range. A lot of you keep on asking me, are we looking at blood on the streets? We are nowhere near blood. There's so much of uncertainty. And my advice would be to you to be patient. Like I said on Instagram and on the WhatsApp group, consistency is what is important. Consistency is not doing the same thing over and over and again. That is habit. That is discipline. But consistency is trying to, some days you will achieve it. Some days it will be easier than others, like in anything, like in exercise. Some days you feel nice after you work out. Some days you feel terrible after you work out, but you still continue doing it. So that is what Tiffin Coffee range investing is. You get in the market, you try and do your best, you find the value which you can. Some days you find a lot of options and you find a lot of value like today. Some days, like on budget day, suddenly the market went very green when it opened and, it was very difficult to find. But you still try and find wherever you can locate what you think is fair value, and you do that and you move on. That's what I keep doing. And I am expecting you to do the same. Today is day 24, right? We are already well into our 20s. Before we know it, we'll get into our 30s. Like that, before we know it, we'll be reaching 200 and we'll be near the end of the year. And I'm going to love reviewing this year's performance with you guys and then find out how each one of you have done this year in your Tiffin Coffee range investing as we chug along. Remember, this is a 10-year goal. This challenge does not end at the end of this year. This group does not end at the end of this year. We are going to be together doing this for the next 10 years. This is year 1, right? So I'm just getting you warmed up. So don't worry about it. Look at the opportunities. By the time we're done, Trump will be history. We won't be talking about Trump. We won't be talking about tariffs. We won't be talking about budgets. We won't be talking about RBI and interest rates. We will definitely be talking about the dollar and rupee, because that is something that is there with us for a long time. But the rest of it, is noise. So keep that in mind. This is what I wanted to get to you about Karnataka Bank, because a lot of you spoke to me about Karnataka Bank. It's a valuable bank. It's a great bank. And it's at a great price. Do consider it like how I'm considering it today. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you found this informative and entertaining and encouraging. tomorrow on day 25, you will step inside and see what to do. Tomorrow I'll try and come back with some other company-specific news. Rupesh has a whole bunch of things which he wants me to talk about, which I'll try and get cracking on. Today being the first trading day of the month for us and the first day of the week, I wanted to give a bit of a scope of what we plan to do for this month and the shares and companies you should keep in mind this month. I hope you found all that informative in this video. If you did not, do join me on Instagram where we have conversations. Do realize when you join me in that Instagram group, you do take into account everything about me, which is that I'm not SEBI registered, that I'm not a financial advisor, that we are a group where we just share our opinions, and it's an interactive place, that we are not, nobody there is a professional advisor. We are just a bunch of people trying to improve ourselves financially and to invest together and to share information and share knowledge and grow together. If that is something which you like, please join us on Instagram and on WhatsApp. WhatsApp's not interactive, unfortunately. The way the setup in WhatsApp is, it is a one-way street. But if you do not use Instagram, at least you can get the post of what I'm sharing from my side, at least on Instagram over there, if that is of something which you would like to do. Thanks for watching Be Rich today. I hope you have a wonderful evening and you have a wonderful day tomorrow. And I'll catch you again tomorrow evening with some more news from the other side. Thank you for watching Be Rich. Bye.
Hey guys, that my uncles Vinod Srinivasan, Anand Srinivasan and I have rolled out our Substack, which is basically a blog/newsletter where we're going to post our original research onto it, and we've analyzed macroeconomic trends. And a lot of you know my uncle Anand Srinivasan and I regularly write for The Hindu, and these articles are also going to be made available for you in the Substack. The link is moatinvesting.substack.com. You'll find it in the description and in the video right now. We hope you go check it out. We've put a lot of time and effort into it. And please give us comments and feedback on what you read. Thank you.